On January 8th, 2016, on his 69th birthday, David Bowie released Blackstar. 2 days later, David Bowie died. He died of liver cancer. He had been diagnosed about 18 months prior to that. He knew he was dying. He had known for a long time. Another change was coming for him, another transformation, one that everyone has to face. The final one. Blackstar is about death. It is about death and execution and failure and degradation. I guess these were some of the things that Bowie was thinking about. But they were not new themes to him. The Starman had always been fascinated by mortality. From Ziggy Stardust's rock and roll suicide to Outside's art murder tableaus to the next day's branches throwing shadows on the gallows for me. The thin line between life and death was a boundary that Bowie had often explored. But with Blackstar, it was his own imminent death that he had to consider, not death as an abstract idea, something coming for him soon. How was he going to die? How was he, now that it was here for him, going to face death? He chose to face it the only way he knew how, the same way he had faced everything in his life, as a musician and as a writer and as a poet. Blackstar is about death, but the amazing thing about it is how alive and vital it is. To the very end, Bowie was an artist, pushing himself and pushing those around him. In 2014, at the recommendation of friend and composer Maria Schneider, Bowie went to see a live jazz band led by Donnie McCaslin. Bowie was so impressed that he recruited them, the whole band, to be the musicians for Blackstar. A whole new band, a whole new style, another radical shift in how he did things, another transformation. He didn't fall back on what he knew. He didn't sit still. He didn't allow himself to be comfortable. The 68-year-old Bowie, his hair having just grown back from the chemotherapy that had briefly pushed the cancer back into remission, entered the studio bursting with creative energy. He performed live alongside the band. He didn't carefully lay down separate tracks. He didn't slowly put things together in the studio. He was right there, living and breathing and sweating alongside the band. If you listen carefully on tracks like 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore and Lazarus, you can hear him taking heavy breaths in between lyrics. It's like he's right there breathing on us. It's like he wanted his last gasps to be recorded, and like he wanted those last gasps to be real, raw, and vital. So what is Blackstar? Well, it's difficult and almost painful to talk about it. On the surface, it's a fusion of jazz and rock. A slippery, slithering, sinewy sort of album. The lurid saxophone often drags us deep, down into a dark, uncomfortable pit of fear and self-loathing, as in the tracks 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore and Sue, or In a Season of Crime. At other times, the music is ethereal, almost cosmic, as in the title track Blackstar, a 10-minute psychedelic trip through space and imagined worlds. But that is also a meditation on death and legacy, the video for which features a jewel-encrusted skull in a spacesuit. Full circle. Major Tom, having drifted through the void of space, is dead. And then there is Lazarus. I don't even really know how to talk about Lazarus. The video for Lazarus was released the day before the album, 3 days before his death. And when they filmed it, Bowie's chemotherapy had just been halted. It wasn't working. There was no point. Death sentence. What did Bowie do? He made a music video about it. We could dissect the songs. We could cut them open, perform an autopsy, play around in the blood, in viscera. But that wouldn't get us very far. Blackstar is alive. Its soul pulses in its textures and feelings. It is the kind of album that invites you inside. You wrap yourself inside it. You live inside it for an hour or so. It washes over you. The individual songs are not as important as the total effect. I know that makes me a bad scholar. I'm being too precious about it. We should close read the thing, but I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I want Blackstar to live. I want it to be eternal. I want it to be the sort of thing I approach carefully and with respect. Because it isn't just an album. It's the end of a human life. A beautiful human life that gave so much of itself to us. The final song on the album is I Can't Give Everything Away, but he did. He gave so much of himself to us. Bowie's legacy is his artistry, his influence, the impact he had on so many different lives. And, most importantly, at least to me, his legacy is the way he taught us to live, to not give up, to not become stagnant, to always grow, always change, always transform. Life lived as transformation, right up until the very end. What is Blackstar? Blackstar is a David Bowie album. It is almost too much David Bowie. He's right there, breathing on us. He's too close, too alarmingly close. He makes us see him, and he makes us see his death. And we don't like to see death. We don't like to be reminded that we will die. We don't like to be reminded that even Major Tom will die. And it's a god-awful small affair. Especially to the girl with the mousy hair. I mean, I know when to go out, when to stay in, get things done. So, put on your red shoes and come dance the blues. Because I will be king, and you will be queen. Because I'm an alligator. I'm a mama papa coming for you. But I'm afraid of Americans. And here am I, sitting in my tin can, believing the strangest things, loving the alien. By the way, he'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. So just give me your hands, 'cause you're wonderful. You little wonder you. But don't you wonder sometimes about sound and vision? Wonderful, wonderful, wonder when. Oh, look at those cavemen go. Oh, you pretty things. Don't you know you're driving your mamas and your papas insane? Oh, Ramona. You've got your mother in a whirl. She's not sure if you're a boy or a girl. Do you like girls or boys? It's confusing sometimes. But boys keep swinging. Boys always work it out. Hello, space boy! But me, I'd rather stay here with all the madmen than perish with the sad men wandering free. But sometimes I feel the need to move on, so I pack a bag and I move on. But once there were mountains on mountains, and once there were sunbirds to soar with, and once I could never be down. But it's got nothing to do with you, if one can grasp it. It's a crash course for the ravers. Under the moonlight. The serious moonlight. Is there life on Mars? Now, lay me place and bake me pie. I'm starving for me gravy. The sun machine is coming down and we're gonna have a party. And I think my life on earth is nearly through. So twinkle, twinkle, Uncle Floyd. Ashes to ashes, funk to funky. Bring me the Disco King. I'm a black star. I'm a black star.
I've got scars that can't be seen. I've got drama, can't be stolen. Everybody knows me now. Look up here, man, I'm in danger. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm so high it makes my brain whirl. Drop my cell phone down below. Ain't that just like being